Hey guys, it's Tiny Sam Logan back with another video for you, and today we're going to be taking a look at the rather intriguing looking ITX case, because I haven't filmed this loads at all, but it's a new NZXT ITX case, the Manta, and it's all curvy and wrong. You know when we've got used to cases just being like boxes and quite square lines unless there's loads of plastic and stuff involved. Well, this has got a whole Mr. Soft 80s kind of TV ad going on. So I'm not going to bore you too much other than saying right at the beginning it comes in at £99 or $139. So we're going to need to see whether the case kind of makes up for that price. Right then, as always, we start at the top and at the front, and we have the power button here. And then we've got two USB 3s, and then we've got the headphone and the microphones. This little light here, there's underneath, there's two LEDs, which are your power LEDs, and then there is a little one in the middle for your hard drive activity. While we've got it from this angle as well, you can see that the case does bow out at the sides, and you'll get your first look at the mesh here. So when we do get round to the sides, and I'll show you later on, please do pay attention to the fact it does bow out, and there is a good air channel here. You'll understand why when we pop the side off. Looking straight on, you can see that the side of the case does bow out slightly because there are some vents in here that I want to show you as well. But we've got no optical bays whatsoever, really nice clean front. The front comes off really easily, and you can see that we've got vents here, and it does stand out quite a bit as well. I mean, when we put it like that, you can see there's the bow in the front, or the angle in the front, does stand out quite a bit, and that's because on the inside you've got the mesh here. But, and this is something I really like, the dust filter mesh is, you can see it's quite big, and that's because although it comes with the fans mounted on the inside, you can mount the fans on the outside, which, as I'll show you on the inside in a sec, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, it does mean that you can run push-pull if you want, so you can decide whether you want the fans inboard or outboard. See, look, I found a different way to say inside and outside. Round to the tail end of the case. And we've got the vents up in the roof here, which allows for the hot air, because we have got some fans on the inside that you can see, but it's more vents rather than just the only ones. We've got a 120mm fan that does come fitted, and you can see that you can move it up and down as well, depending on whether you're using AIOs and anything like that. Where it is just an ITX case, we've only got two PCI slots at the back, and one of the disappointing things with this is where it is so compact. The screws are actually outside of the case, whereas normally, obviously, we'd have them on the inside. So if you do want to take the graphics card out, the screws are here. Power supply in the bottom, comes with a mount, so you can mount your power supply either way up. It doesn't matter either. Do what you think. And you've got a dust filter, should you mount it downwards if you wanted to. You can see that we've got the screws here for the doors as well, and I'll show you some more on the doors in a minute, because the way that the doors attach is actually really cool. And I forgot to say that there is a button here for the lights, and I'm going to do a display for you in a sec, because there are some lights at the top here and at the side, but I will show you them all powered on when we can turn the lights off and stuff. Round to the back of the case, and I like this view because it's uninterrupted with the window. You can get a good chance to see the curve. Really nice. You can also see that it does come up towards the front of the case as well. The case does have feet on the bottom of it to allow it to breathe, but I just think it's a really nice way, so like I said, so you can see the curves. Now this is going to be the first time that we've seen the doors coming off, and essentially that when the doors do come off, you have the normal tabs where they attach, but you've also got these small cylindrical bits that come out, and it just makes it easier for you to locate the doors on. Because where there is a lot of material in this door, and it's kind of difficult because you're not putting the doors in at the top, so the circles do help a lot, and you do end up getting a feel for how you need to kind of get the doors on there. With it removed, you can see that there's actually a lot of room in the back of the door for cables and the like as well. But to be honest with you, you don't genuinely need it, because there's about 15 to 17mm up this end behind the motherboard tray. We'll show you more depth on the inside in a minute, but you've got a good cable channel down here, and then you've got a big area down the bottom. Now there is a couple of mounts down the bottom for hard drives should you want them, hidden in here. But this is the first time that you get a chance to have a look at the large mesh area up here in the roof, and you get another look at the one in the side. Now the mesh area in the roof is actually massive. It's a lot bigger than you would expect, and I'm going to show you that in a sec. Okay, so we've got the rig on so I can show you the lights. Now I've personally fitted the white LED light in here to help light up the inside of the case when we do the other part. So the one that's on at the moment isn't part of the actual case. But if we press the light around the back that I showed you once, you can see that I've now got the IO lights coming on. It's two little LEDs. If we hit it a second time, that one goes off, and then the one on the side down near the power supply comes on. If we hit it again, you get both of them together. Now I personally really like, that's a really nice subtle light on the side, and being able to have this at the back. How many times have you been fumbling around in the dark trying to put it in the right hole? Oh no, hang on, so, I mean USB slot. First proper view of the window on the side, and I have to say the window is lush. It is so nice. It's difficult to explain, but it's properly pretty. You do just end up just falling for it. We spent ages just looking through it, and it does look really pretty. One of the things that I've taken the side off so we can get a better view, but again I want to point out the mesh on the side of the case, because what I'm going to do now is pull the roof off, and you can literally just get hold of it and pull it off. At least you can when you, there we go. Right, so we've got the roof off, and what you can see there is an exposed radiator in the roof. Now we've worked out that you've got over 40 millimeters of room in the top of this case, because this is a 40 millimeter thick radiator from a Corsair H105. So I've got that big thick radiator in there. Most of the AIO rads are 30 mil, and I'd probably say that 30 mil would be the optimum radiator size that you'd want in the top, so that you can get a decent amount of airflow. But like I've kind of shown you, I wouldn't go as a 45 mil, that wouldn't fit. But 40 mil as a squeeze, you can get it in there. 30 mil is absolutely perfectly optimal. And the other thing that we can show you when we zoom in a little bit as well is because I have got the fans in there as well, and the fans are on the inside. But compared to the problems that we had with the Nano, you can see that we've got a set of fans above the impact, and then we have the radiator in the top. So it's fully compatible with the impact, with a radiator in the roof and a set of fans. So we were talking about cooling, so we're going to talk about the front again. I did say to you that you can mount these fans on the outside, and essentially we've got in total about another 50 millimeters of room between the fan and the start of like the rest of the tray here. So what you can do is move the fans on the outside, and you can have, for argument's sake, H100i GTX, or because there is 140 millimeter mounts as well, you could use the X60 from NZXT as well. But you can run it either with a single set of fans like this, and it will fill this gap, or you can move the fans to the other side, and you can actually have it push-pull as well, which is quite a big deal. So you can get two radiators in here comfortably, one in the front which you can run push-pull, or if you wanted to, you can have a single set of fans on it, and you could have a 60 millimeter thick radiator in here. There's, as you can see, there's loads of room between the tops of the fans and the roof as well, so you wouldn't need to worry about that, which means that you could have a 30 millimeter fan, 240 millimeter radiator in the roof, so 30 millimeter thick 240 millimeter radiator in the roof, and then you could have a 60 mil thick with a single set of fans in the front if you want. Now that's loads of cooling to be able to do your graphics and your CPU should you want to. Moving on to aim at the graphics card area, you can see that we do have the bottom fan here slightly lower past the power supply cover, but you've obviously got your graphics card here quite close to the actual cover itself. But these little vents do allow the graphics card to pull the cool air from the front up through here. It's a nice little touch that, rather than just having it, completely blocked up and it being starved for air. These little vents do mean, although it's not perfect, but it's definitely the best of a bad situation in a small case like this, and trying to keep things both tidy and able to breathe as well. Sadly, with our big matrix here, there is a cutout just inboard here for you to be able to poke your PCI Express cables up through. Ours completely covers that and we couldn't use it, which is why I've put the cables right the way round the back of the case and then through the cable tidy slot at the back. Talking about the cable tidy slot at the back, you can see that there is two mounts for two 2.5 inch hard drives, solid state drives, however you want to put it, at the back, and there is a lovely cutout for both of those each time up here, and I've not screwed these in just so that I can slide these in like that, so that I can show you that there's ample room there so that you can actually hide your SATA cables and your SATA power connectors as well, which makes it a really, really nice touch. There is, if I cover the light up, you can see that the NZXT is embossed into the top as well, and it's really, really quite nice. Now, with the impact, we have our 8-pin at the top of the motherboard here, so we've got our 8-pin CPU power and our 24-pin cables all going in behind this. Now, I really like these standout cables because there's no grommets there, but it does make everything look really quite tidy. Looking straight on again, one of the things I did say is I had fitted an LED up here, and it's just a white one, and I will say it does make a big difference to give you a nice amount of light going through to your graphics and everything else. So although it's not technically a review of the case, one of the things I would say is if you were to get one, get yourself a 30cm white LED. I prefer white because if I'd have used red, you never would have seen any of the red accents that I've got in the rest of the case. Get yourself a white one. There are magnetic ones out there, although this one's actually properly stuck in at the top because cable mods are doing really nice LEDs now. You can see there it just lights up lovely. But anyway, point is, get yourself a 30cm white LED, mount it up here just in front of your fans, and it does actually bathe the case in just the right amount of light. It does make a huge difference, so maybe factor that in when you do it. You can kind of see there, it's still quite compact because we do have the case kind of wedged up in this corner, but there's ample amount of rooms for everything else. If I did want to, I could easily, even with the matrix in there, get push-pull in and not have to worry. So it is a big ITX case, but I personally think it's a big ITX case in the right kind of way. Right then peeps, you made it to the conclusion, and yes, I am sat in the same place as the introduction. But, so awards, what am I going to give it? Now I had to think long and hard about this because I have to admit I've totally fallen for this case. But the sticking point was the price. So I've decided to give it the Innovation Award. And for the Innovation Award, it is just about those curved lines and really the amount of space really that they've been able to give us. Just getting the radiator out the way at the top meant that we've not got any impact problems and we can still get a decent sized radiator in the roof and a set of fans. There's plenty of room in the front for an AIO and even in push-pull if you want, even with a long graphics card like we've got here. But the problem is that ITX cases are generally quite cheap. You can get a lot of really good cases for around the £50 mark. So with the Manta coming in at £100, it's pretty much twice the price as everything else. Now, it is definitely very unique and it's probably one of the best ITX cases available at the moment, if not the best ITX case available at the moment. It's got a nice quirky look. It's probably something that you're going to start to see a lot more of with people moving away from things being plain and bland, and NZXT really have tried something different here, but it's that price. It's more expensive than a H440 and that case is kind of industry leading, so it's a really difficult one. You're going to have to either make peace with the high price tag or you're going to end up with one of the other ones. It's pretty much the only choice that you've got. So if it was cheaper, then I would have given it the gold award. And to be honest with you, it was up for debate whether I was going to give it a white gold award as well, but it's the price is really the sticking stumbling point. Obviously it's going to cost more to engineer because there's lots more going on. It's not just a steel panel on the side. We've got the plastic on the inside, then there's braces, then you've got the white bits that clamp on. And if you ever do get one, you'll understand if you actually have a look how many different parts there are in this, and that's where all the expense comes from. It does feel like a premium case as well. It's not like some of the cases that you can get that feel a bit flimsy and you don't particularly like. And there's a lot about it that when you start building in it, you'll really start to fall for it and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I really like that and I really like that. And even though you'll be like, I really like that, and you probably will say to yourself, it's worth that money, and I think that it is as well. But the problem is when the competition, they might not come as close as it does with the minor details, like the little vents for the GPU, and then the cover that you've got for your cables, and the 2 solid state drive mounts, things like that, and the fact that it is all dust filtered, and that curve in the roof does make it breathe kind of nice. It is still expensive. So if you're going to be building a total balls out ITX case, you've got this one which is white and black, and then you've got the red and black one as well. So you've got black panels and you've got red bits on the inside. I mean, I need to do a mishmash of the two straight away because I love my red and white stuff. But you're just going to have to make peace with the amount of money that you've got to spend. £100 for a case is kind of on point. I don't particularly see that as being an excessive case, but in the ITX market, it's definitely one of the most expensive ones out there. So you make that choice, but if you do buy it, you're not going to buy it and be disappointed. But if you're short of money and you're trying to do your ITX on a budget, then I probably would go as far as to say, then, you know, maybe you do need to think about the other ones, because you could spend that extra 50 quid on your graphics. So keep those 2 points in mind. It's then totally down to you, although I know there will be a fallout underneath. It's literally going to be Marmite, I think, this one. It's either going to be people going absolutely nuts about it's too expensive, or there's going to be people clambering around over each other, crawling over broken glass, leaving their girlfriends because they want to get one as quick as they possibly can do. I'm pretty much one of the latter ones because I really like it. It's not very often that I get a case where I think, I like it that much, I'm going to stick a light in it because I want to see how this looks, and I end up making sure everything's colour coded. The fact that you can see that I've got all the red bits in there should go to show you that I have wanted to spend a long time playing around with it. I was up till about 11 o'clock last night just building this, and don't regret it at all. It's lovely. So yes, it only gets the Innovation Award, but it's kind of got that enthusiast ITX kind of spin on it. So I'm not going to ramble on anymore. Giving you enough thoughts, and I'm trying to keep things that little bit shorter. But yes, Innovation Award. Tiny Tom Logan loves it. Tiny Tom Logan is more than likely going to end up leaving this rig in it. Let me know what you think in the comments or on the OC3D forums. While we're talking about the OC3D forums though, if you've not got your email, because you'll get a confirmation email come through. If you haven't got that, that's why you can't use the forums properly. Either hit us up on Twitter or give us a shout on Facebook, and I can manually add you. So don't think we're ignoring you. It's not an admin thing. It's just that it's either in your spam or you've not got the email at all. Let us know. Also, first time I've said it out loud, but go and give Tiny Tom Logan a look on Instagram, because the old man is starting to embrace the youngsters' social media. But for now at least, this is Tiny Tom Logan with Cambo. Shout.
Hi guys. Hey.
Tiny Tom Logan, oh, that's over there now. Tiny Tom Logan and Cambo out. Ding. Hey guys, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with another video. Really off-put because Cambo sat just there. Say hello, Cambo.
Hi guys.
Right, anyway, most important thing, because none of you lot know who Cambo is, but he's an OC3D forum member. Totally off topic, maybe I should put this at the end.